the percentage of fiction authors who are also engineers is probably very, very low. And I feel like if we really dug into those numbers, we would find that the percentage of fantasy fiction authors who are also engineers would be astronomically lower. So how do you think that being an engineer and writing fantasy, like how did that happen? What was it that made, the way your brain works to be an engineer able to also do fantasy?
Um, I'll tell an anecdote here. So I am an engineer, and that is part of my identity, right? We will say, I do all the. I'm not gonna say I do all the typical engineering things, but I like Legos and I like working with stuff, and I even like computer coding because I'm a nerd. Um, and like I said, I came from a family of scientists and engineers. Like literally, of the 10 children, half of us are engineers, and three of the in-laws, the spouses, are engineers. Like it is just the family that I come from. And so I distinctly remember this, as distinctly as I can. We've had conversations in the past about my memory and my ability to visualize things, but as distinctly as I can remember something, I remember this event. This was when I was pretty young. We were in Alabama by then, so I was older than probably eight, let's say 8 to 10. And Dad, that was back before the internet was like wildly in vogue. And so Dad had brought home, probably on a floppy disk, let's be honest, a program that was like you answer questions and it tells you what kind of a brain you have. Are you left brain? Are you right brain? Are you visual? Are you, auditory? This sort of stuff, right? And so I'm number 6 in the lineup. So of course, not being the oldest, I don't get to do it first, second, third, fourth, or fifth, right? By the time everyone's done doing it and like it's my turn, everyone has kind of the novelty has worn off, right? So I'm sitting at
Again,
the computer,
yes.
right? So I'm sitting at the computer doing it myself. And so I do the test. And every sibling prior that had done this, it shows you a little diagram when you're done. It's got the brain, like the head right here, and a dot. And it's like, I forget if it was visual versus auditory and then left versus right, but it puts the dot where it decides that you are. And everyone else, engineers, right? Far far left brain, far like 99% left brain. And then, visual versus auditory, whatever the other options were, but like heavy left brain. So I'm doing the test and I finish the test and it shows me in my dot, and I kid you not, is smack dab in the center of the head. Like literally
Wow.
not a particular leaning any particular way. And I distinctly remember looking looking at it and going, remembering that all my siblings had ended up with it way to the left, and going, I must have answered the questions wrong.
Wrong.
So I retook the test
That's
and got the
funny.
same result. So, the long way to answer your question, which is, I think I honestly actually have a brain that is kind of like right in the middle. So, yes, I'm an engineer, but being an author and being creative is also a very, very significant part of my personality as well.